Hey guys, welcome back. It's my vlog, May 24th, 2003. I can't believe that May
23.
is flying by. I can't believe that May is flying by. Yeah, 2023. Treetop, I know I'm late. Yeah, that's all good though. We can be a little bit late. It's not a big deal here at Mob Vlog. Welcome back, guys. It's Mob Vlog. Red, how you doing today?
I'm here and I'm smiling.
Well, boy, that's wonderful. I had an uncle. He smiled 24 hours a day. Of course, he was an idiot. They had him over there in Dunning.
Oh, no.
Dunning, open your gates so I can roll in on my roller skates. I'm telling you, man, Chicago and the mental health problems that have been going on since the beginning of Chicago. And that's what we're here to talk about today. And when you talk about at the beginning of Chicago, man, there's problems everywhere right now. I mean, all our cities, everywhere there's problems. There's people out on the streets, people that don't have homes, people that that's just mentally they just can't take care of themselves. You know, they can't hold a 9-to-5 job and just can't do it. And that's what they end up. And how does society take care of them, and how have they taken care of them in the past? That's what we're going to talk about. What do you say, Red?
I say that's a fact.
That's a fact. So for those of you who are new here, maybe just coming into the channel, Red right here, he is the author of the book Nobody Cares and What I Did About It, which Red was basically a mole for the FBI and infiltrated the Chicago outfit. And we talk a lot about Chicago outfit on this channel and a lot about Chicago history, from Bozo the Clown to Bozo's hot dog stands to Wrigley Field. We talk everything Chicago history. So welcome into the show if you guys are new. I understand.
By the way, I want to thank somebody. They wrote a review yesterday on Amazon. They wrote a book review, and thank you so much.
Awesome. Russ Jackson, Tony Johnson. Wow, Butte, Montana, where the men are men and the sheep are scared. Hi, Lori, welcome in. Lori Verall, welcome in from Montana. Good to see you. Rhonda, Luminous Grin, nice to see you guys. Catherine Guerrero, Don Chichio Di Porzalo, Sean Pender, haven't seen you in a minute. Bill Crawley, welcome in, guys. Tommy Bridges, it's good to see all of you guys. Scott H, Sunny Zaro, Treetop, Otto, Mobile, Otto, get it? I just figured it out. Automobile. That's a great name, isn't it?
Yes. I when I looked at it the first time I saw him, I said, "Oh, I got it."
So, Red, you went to a couple, according to your book, you did end up in a couple of these asylums. Tell me about it. What was it like? Because I never went to one.
No, and, I did not. I did not end up in an asylum.
No, they were talking about you visited the asylums, right? You visited.
I visited several hospitals. Yeah, I didn't.
That's what I said. You ended up in them, right?
Not as a patient or an inmate.
That's not what I meant. Everybody knows what the hell I meant. Red's like, I wasn't in one of those. No, not me. Never happening. No.
They were talking about it when I had the agoraphobia. They said, we're going to put you in a rubber room. And I said, no.
That'd be good. Or you're going to go to Dunning. So these places, and Dunning's just is a good example of one. There it is. Yeah. It's they were big, beautiful. As a matter of fact, they said they used to have people go on asylum tours where they would go around to go see the architecture of these beautiful, wonderful buildings, and they manicured front lawns with nice big fences around them. Yeah.
All paid for with taxpayers' money.
Right. There was even a train that would get the goods and supplies and people from Chicago to Dunning.
That's because when Dunning was first built, it wasn't annexed to Chicago yet. It was way out in the middle of nowhere. When I went there in the 50s, there were no houses around it.
Joe Collada, how you doing today? Lurch worked in the mental hospital in jail.
It's Joliet.
He was on the goon squad. Goon squad. Glad to hear that you're doing well, Joe. There's a mental hospital in Chicago. The locals called the Nut Hut in Chicago Heights, a mental facility. I knew there was one in Tinley Park. That thing closed down. Remember watching that video the other day, Red? With they went
that
through.
Was a short-lived. That was very short-lived. It didn't last that long.
Oh, they had
Ken Hansen's wife admitted herself there at Tinley Park. Yeah, she somehow got an overdose of LSD in her coffee, and she was coordinated, so she went to the hospital. They checked her out, and 90% of what went in there was drug overdoses.
Yes, Rhonda. The Elgin Mental Hospital has nice architecture. It's true, all of them did. They had this beautiful architecture, but then you go inside, and the living conditions were horrid. These small hallways with just doorway after doorway after, with no ventilation. I mean, just bad, really bad.
And asbestos. They used asbestos then, so it was very difficult to keep things open.
Did anyone get put in a straitjacket? I did voluntarily. Yeah.
I did involuntarily.
You did involuntarily? What was her name?
Pardon?
What was her name? The one that put you in the straitjacket?
No, it wasn't her. It was two big guys, two huge guys.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Not quite red speed. Okay, that's all good.
I only invested about 15 minutes.
The mental facility closed, then homeless moved in from Hurricane Katrina. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that's going on in Chicago right now, Sean. I hear they're filling up the police stations with people, that there's so many people without places to stay, and they're opening hotels and the college and all these places for people to go to that don't have places to live, right? That's what I heard.
My friends tell me that the local districts have people laying on the outside. They got them, where the front desk is, they got them laying out there, and they don't have a place to lock them up.
Yeah. Don Cheech, I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy. Yeah, that's the last thing I need, is a hole in the head. Seriously. Last damn thing that you want is a hole in the head. Didn't Jeffrey Dahmer do that to one of his victims? Drilled the hole and put the ass in?
All of them. Yeah. All of them. He liked the frontal lobotomy because they didn't know what they were doing then.
Horrible. Guys, hit the like button if you're just coming in. Tim Peroni, I worked and built some of the buildings at Elgin Mental Hospital back in the 90s and some of the additions. Wow. Tim.
Elgin State. Elgin State was for the criminally insane.
It was for the criminally insane? So, yeah. The mental patients are the homeless now. It's sad and unnecessary. So I guess what we're getting at, is pretty much what's going on. And there's no way to, how do you fix that situation? Well, how do you fix that situation?
The only way I know of is to start building institutions for them again.
Yeah. Do you know what the homeless rate is in Japan, Red?
0.
Yeah, it's like 0.003% homeless in Japan.
Same as Finland. Finland doesn't have a homeless.
But wait. Do you know why it's so low in Japan?
No.
Okay, so the culture there teaches the males that if you don't provide, if you don't go out and get a job and provide, it's like a big shameful thing, okay? And society will shame you if you're a worthless, non-contributing member to society. That's one reason. But here's the dark truth to the matter. They have what they call internet cafes in Japan. Thousands of them all over the cities. in these internet cafes, you go in and you get a cubicle and you pay for that booth by the hour. And it's so that you could sit there and get on a laptop and get on the internet. And what these people do who can't afford to go get an apartment or house, they live in these internet cafes, and they'll pay for 8 hours so that they can go in, curl up on the floor and sleep, and then get up and put their shoes on and get dressed and take a bed. They rent the shower stalls and they can go back to work and go make their minimum wage, whatever, to pay for the cubicle the next night. It's really sad, but that's the truth. So there's really the population or homeless rate in Japan is way higher than what they say it is. I don't know how we got onto that subject, but yeah.
Adam, just for the heck of it, Finland doesn't have any homeless. Even if you're a drug addict or a criminal or whatever, the first thing they do is put you in a home, an apartment, and you're on your own. And then as they rehabilitate you, whatever, or get you into a job, then you can start paying back.
Scott H., at least they're not living in the streets in Japan. True. I mean, it's a fact. I mean, it really is like building a bunch of shelters, and call them internet cafes, I guess. So, okay. So the Kissy Cat, where's your comment? Finland children also learn 3 languages. They apply themselves. They're smart. I guess and a lot has to do with your culture. I wonder what it is in Sweden.
Very good. Same as Finland.
Right? It's got to be something similar. So,
all the Nordic countries, but they're about the same.
Yeah. The first state facility closed was Manteno State Hospital. It's a subdivision now. And Tinley's closed. I was in Tinley Park's mental institution one time. A friend of mine he ended up there, and my buddy and I went to visit him and see how he was doing. And I wasn't that close to the guy, but he ended up taking his life later on, a few years later. But when I went in there and saw him, dude, I swear to you, man, like I got the heebie-jeebies. He came out like with this crazy bed head, like he'd been sleeping for 4 days. Oh, it was nuts, man. Yeah. I didn't see the comment. Ryan Brown threw up a comment. They passed legislation in Canada that allows assisted suicide for homeless people and people living in poverty. What? My dad told me about that, and I thought he was pulling my leg, but sadly, it's true. You got to be kidding me.
It is. No.
You're kidding me. You're kidding me. I can't believe that's a thing. I just saw in the Review Journal 2 days ago that they were our legislature in Nevada is voting on pushing through assisted suicide for people with terminal illness that have less than 90 days to live. I think it's less than 90 days or 30 days, something like that. So many, if your doctor's like, yeah, you're going to be gone in like 3 weeks, you're able to go in and go, take, done. That's what they want to do. In a way, I see that if you're dying of a terminal illness, that kind of to me is like, makes sense. But
it makes more sense than being on life support for 10 years, 5 years.
No. Don't want that. That's crazy. Yeah, don't want that. Don't want that. Don't want to be sitting in a loony bin. Nobody does. Okay. I got a friend that's going through that right now.
Look what happened to Kurt Hansen.
Yeah.
He was in the VA for I don't know how long.
It's tough. Well, it's not even that, man. He's being combative, and it's bad. I've been telling you about it. So yes. Anyway, vegetative state. It's not. It's sad, but it's true. It's Scott. They encourage anyone to commit suicide in Canada. Truth. It's total dystopian. I can't believe it. Yes, endangered species. Soylent Green. I agree. That's nuts. That's nuts. For cold-hearted monsters in Canada. Man, I can't. You guys, you're blowing my mind today. You're blowing my mind blown officially. Unbelievable. Ryan, they run it in commercials and encourage it. I can't believe this. It's nuts. Scott H, it's crazy. It really is. Yeah. No, it doesn't help the of course JW the crisis that they're having. Yeah. That's not helping the homeless problem in this country either. It really isn't.
How do you know those people are sound?
Well, yeah, you don't. You don't. Yeah, you just don't. Brian Glade, hi all. Is this the episode? What weapons did they use in the local Chicago sanitariums? No, that wasn't this episode, but what weapons did they use in the local Chicago sanitariums?
My show after this is on weapons.
But yeah, you're going to talk about weapons on his show, but not about the weapons in the sand. We talking about electroshocks and all that kind of stuff. I mean, what's going on? It's kind of nuts.
There's a weapon of torture.
Yeah. Sonny Zarro, the movie Rain Man is not typical of mental institutions. No, Holbrook was definitely not what that's not what we're talking about. Holbrook. Oh my gosh. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Get a little Walmart, get underwear at Walmart. Yeah, 396.
Charlie Babbitt.
All right, stop it. Canada, you'd rather be dead than pay your medical bills. Yeah, well, they have free health care, and I guess so if they got free health care in Canada, does the the euthanasia, is that covered as well? Or do you have to pay for that?
Yeah. No, and free funeral expenses too.
It's just nuts. When they throw people out of their hotel rooms because they need to house immigrants, that doesn't help either. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. I'm pretty sure Mad Sam was an asylum. Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
In an asylum.
Never.
Sam DiStefano was never in an asylum. No?
Never. No.
Kissy Cat, why are all kids depressed? I didn't know depressed kids. We were working. Yeah. There's sort of like kids that are depressed. It's true. Yeah. Inmates.
Adam and I were just talking. I brought it up to Adam about the post-traumatic stress syndrome of the youth.
Oh, the PTSD that the kids have today? Yeah.
I broke up with my girlfriend. I got post-traumatic stress syndrome.
He said that to me, and words hurt. Man, words hurt. Really? You must not have been slapped around as a kid. The inmates would make shanks. Gomph used to work as what was he, Red? You saw a comment earlier. He was worked in the mental.
He said he did a lot of work in there. He said, I got tons of stories. I did 20 years in mental institutions. He worked in as I don't know what he worked at. Gomph, what did you do there?
Maybe he worked as the guys that strap you in the jacket.
Therapy?
Maybe therapy. Maybe who knows? I heard stories. I knew a guy. I was bartending in Chicago, and I went to high school with the guy. And I remember they came into the bar and randomly. I hadn't seen him in years, and they started talking. They worked at one of those mental hospitals, and they told me some crazy stuff, man, of what the patients did to themselves in there. Yeah, nuts. So, Gomph, I was a psychiatric social worker. All right.
I bet you got some real stories.
I have read it is covered, Adam. Russ Jackson. What's covered?
The insurance.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. That's nuts, man. That's nuts. Maybe that mothball joke was made in Canada. The CIA used mental institutions to test LSD and mind control unwitting people, U.S. citizens. They did. They used to do all kinds of strange experiments to the people. Ryan Brown, there is a documentary released in 1967 called Titty Cut Follies about a mental institution in Bridgewater, Massachusetts, few towns over from the town I live in. Have to check that out, Titty Cut Follies. Hey, by the way, Red, the Dunning Institution, I was doing a little bit of looking around. Dunning Institution, do you know there's 38,000 bodies buried in that lot behind the building, Red?
Yes, they had a potter's field there.
Most of them aren't marked, but in the description there's a link to a Facebook group. It's got about 2,000 followers to it, and it's about Dunning. If you guys want to check it out, pretty interesting stuff. So
it's kind of like a prison graveyard because or cemetery, because some of the people do have bricks. They got a brick with their patient number on the brick.
Yeah, this is just the patient number. Jeez, Robert. Yeah, Sam had his own asylum in his basement. That's Mad Sam's in his basement. Trace, did anyone hear about naked homeless woman lying in a couch near Beverly Hills, Beverly Grove border? She was out there for almost 2 months before the city councilman got her removed. No. Naked homeless woman lying in a couch? No, I've not heard about that, Trace. Sounds pretty crazy, but that's California. A lot of crazy stuff goes on there. Not that it's bad crazy, it's just crazy. Holman Sanders, afternoon. Nice to see you, Holman. Don Chichio, our outfit boss. I was diagnosed and depressed at 7 years old and was on Prozac. How old are you, outfit boss? Just curious. I'm just wondering what year when you were what was the year when you were 7? Was it in the 90s or was that in the 80s that they did that? Diagnosed you with, just wondering, because at 7 it's hard to diagnose a kid with depression at 7.
Yeah,
I mean,
very hard.
Do you think you were depressed or are depressed, outfit boss, or do you still, just wondering? Sticks and stones hurt. Words? Yeah, exactly. There's almost 70,000 homeless veterans in the U.S. Department of Defense budget is over $700 billion. Where is the money going? Jim Yeager, correct. Yeah, my buddy that's going through this situation right now, he's a veteran. He's an Air Force veteran. And he's going to be, in 3 days, 88 years old. And right now he has nowhere. He can't live on his own. He can't live. He needs assistance. And all he has is his Social Security coming in at like $1,170 a month. And that won't cover any kind of facility for him. So he's bouncing from hospital to care center to hospital to care. It's nuts. It's nuts, guys. They're getting depressed because they're confused by sick people that have taken over the culture. Yeah. Yeah. I agree, Scott H. I think that's all part of, it's part of something bigger. My dad was investigating a murder suspect that said that the place was a zoo. He told the staff they were crazier than the inmates and was asked to leave. Wow. That's nuts. I know the staff of those places are they're not supposed to be nice to the people, I don't think, because I think
they are supposed to be nice to them. They're supposed to rehabilitate them. They're supposed to sedate them with medication. They're supposed to help them. I guess that's what the hospitals are all about, is helping people.
No. I didn't mean it exactly that way. What I meant was, like, if a person starts to get dementia and they really have mental illness and they start to lash out at the people who are nice to them. So they have to treat them a little differently. And there have to be very strict rules, for them. And if the patient tries, they can't become friendly to the patient. They have to just deal with them as I guess that's what I've heard anyways, about how
it's a rough job. It's a rough job. Especially with Alzheimer's patients. They get violent.
Yeah. I was a psychiatric social worker, Gomf. Guys, sorry if I'm missing some of your comments here. It's insanity, and no wonder everybody's nuts right now. Yeah. They need to reopen Tinley Park and put those punk flash mobs in it. The punk flash mobs. Yeah, that's another thing, man. People doing the flash mob stuff. That's pretty nuts, too. That's going on too. That's all mental illness. All of it, I think. Gomf. Yes, I do. I could go for at least half an hour on escape attempts alone. You could go on for half an hour on escape attempts, huh? I'm sure. Oh, that's what my buddy did at the one place a couple of weeks ago. He could rolled himself out of there, started screaming for the police. Then they took him back to the hospital. I'm just nuts. And he's telling me, "Oh, they do experiments on you in there, and on this and that." Crazy, man. It's crazy.
That was just a private home.
Yeah. William Kirchmeier, the systematic dismantling of the state and federal mental hospitals are the primary cause of the now homeless, mentally ill, indigent population. Yeah.
Very true, Kraut.
Yeah. This channel's way more entertaining than some of those other Chicago mob channels out there.
Thank you, Raphael.
Yeah, Raphael, hit the like button, subscribe, and yeah, share it. Jim J, exactly. The money went to the politicians' pockets. Yeah.
That's correct.
Kissy Cat, San Antonio had a nut house. Parents in Texas would threaten to take their kids there when you acted up. That's Dunning in Chicago. Better be good or you're going to go to Dunning. Yeah. And they could literally pay, the families could pay for space for people to go in there that just, no problem.
Now we don't have to deal with them anymore.
Yeah. One kid was in there because he played with himself nonstop. So the mom took him to the Dunning. Set him down in there. Kind of nuts, man.
Times have changed.
After people watch this channel, it'd be sitting in Dunning. Okay. I'm just kidding with you guys. Calm down, settle down. Do prisons have on-site graveyards? Did prisons have on-site graveyards? Wasn't there a Potter's Field there and behind
in Joliet, in Statesville?
That's in that where Lurch ended up. Larry Newman ended up in Potter's Field, right? Nobody claimed him. Was Oak Forest Hospital Sanitarium at one time? There's a Potter's Field behind.
Yes, it was. I flagged. I put a star on for you, Adam.
Yeah, I'm going to the ones that are starred red.
Oak Forest was quite a place.
Oak Forest Old Hospital has a Potter's Field marked with a large marker engraved. Yeah. Geez, John, you're in Albuquerque's filled with homeless. I didn't remember it like that when I went through Albuquerque, but I drive around Vegas. I don't remember what Vegas used to be like this. So this is getting nuts. I was all the way out in Henderson on a tour the other night and came across a homeless person in the park that I've never seen a homeless person in that park ever. And there's homeless. And that makes me worried because, geez, are there going to be more homeless people? You remember I walked tourists around this town.
Yes.
Yeah. Democrats are using the mentally ill to dramatically change the country in a negative way. I don't know if I agree or disagree with that one, JW, but if it's one side or the other when it comes to that, I don't know. Endangered species, it's pretty damn depressing to watch a country get run into the ground by lunatics. I guess you guys are on the same page over here. Tinley Park Hospital site's empty. A casino was proposed, but Homewood got it. Homewood's getting a casino? Not even on a riverboat? They're just going to build a casino in the middle of Homewood.
Yes.
Come on, man.
It's Rosemont.
What the hell? Gee, it's unbelievable. Sorry, outfit boss, you had to experience that. Van Pastor man, sorry you had to experience. You had this. My grandson's father gets out of prison next month. I hope he treats my grandson, his son, right. Yeah, I hope so too.
I hope so too.
Yeah, rumor was in the 50s, guys from the Heights would go to Madison Street and give the bums $20 to sign a life insurance policy. Then they would give them the train fare to Mantino. Check it out. Check it, but not out.
I remember those days.
Oh, thus check in, but not out.
Yeah.
Really? That's crazy, huh?
Well, they wanted to clean up the Skid Row.
That's how they cleaned it up, huh? Here.
Yeah.
Sign this. Get on the train. Jeez, I remember there was another time that happened. It was over there in Europe. Here, get on the train. Yeah.
You ain't coming back for this ride.
No shit. We tried hard to help people that mostly didn't want help, but we had to watch our back all the time. Gomp. That had to have been a crazy job, man, as an orderly in a insane asylum. It's just crazy.
Well, they had a big sign up that said no sharp objects allowed.
So that Tinley Park, you guys are saying that it was torn down. Before they tore it down, these kids went in there and made a video of the inside. They're tearing out. You can look it up on YouTube. We watched it the other night, Red and I. It was pretty interesting. Sometimes when we're talking about what we're going to talk about, we do that a lot. We'll talk about what we're going to talk about, and just do a little research about it so that we don't find the interesting things. But it's usually you guys bring them up.
Were in there. They had no idea what the therapy pool was. They didn't understand. They said, "Oh, there's a wheelchair ramp going down in there." Why?
Yeah. 2 buildings remain in Tinley, very overgrown. So, very overgrown. So Scott H. Yeah, overgrown. Sorry. Scott H. Adam, it's something bigger. It's a plan being enacted by fascists that want to take over everything. It's a spiritual and cultural war like we'd never seen. Everything is purposely mixed up. I don't know. Things are a little screwy right now. So, Van, I'm thinking the Mormon Church.
Well, how do you control the people?
Yeah. Yeah, so Scott H. Elgin Mental Health Facility has a reserved parking space for me so that I can have my weekly tune-up.
Thank you, Scott.
Tim Hunt, bipolarism, PTSD, all that exists in their minds. If you ask me, they're just a bunch of spoiled brats who fight in kick when they can't get their own way. They fight and kick. It's a texting thing or something, right? Yeah. I don't, it's all right. We can give money to other nations, but we can't help our own veterans. So sad. Tim Peroni, it is.
Good point. Very good point.
Didn't Joe Kennedy put his daughter in one and gave her a lobotomy? Is that true? Did you hear that?
That's a fact. That was JFK's sister.
Wow. Why did he do that to her? What's the story? Backstory?
Yeah, the story was she was mentally ill and very difficult to control. So they found a way to control her. A lobotomy.
Yeah.
In those days, they took it was like an ice cube, an ice pick type thing, and they put it up through the eye and just scrambled the brains in the front, the frontal lobe. She was very docile after that.
Culture of death is on purpose. It's Nazism, also known as eugenics. Pablo Escobar had a cemetery at his prison. Pablo Escobar, he ended up in the cemetery at the prison?
Yes.
If my mind could be read, I'd be a government victim of some freak accident. Your mind could be read, really?
Take it easy, Kraut. A lot of us have that problem.
Yeah. All the CIA experiments were eventually integrated into action. This is the results of what we now see. Man, we're getting we're like, all right,
Way off on a theory here.
we're going out there now, but it's okay. I mean, we always go out there at some point. Oh, let's see. I'm going to start doing walking tours through Blue Island. Great idea, Ryan. Oh, Jesus. Illness, whether mental or physical, is too profitable. It's true. It's too profitable. Yeah. How is this all allowed to happen? Everybody sees this happening. It's crazy. Yeah. Wake up. It's in both the Democrats and the Republicans. We all Patsy Polly. Patsy Polly. Go ahead, Red. I didn't mean to take yours down. Okay, a guy I knew. We're way down. Man, I've missed so many comments. Sorry, guys.
Well, we lost Adam. I'm here, folks.
Yeah, well, I'm back. Okay. Hit the wrong button.
How you doing, Joe?
Did you read it already? A guy I knew tried to represent himself in court. The judge put him in a mental hospital for 72 hours for evaluation. True story, Santa Clara County. Wow.
The judge put him in mental hospitals for observation for evaluation. True story. It happened numerous times.
Did I miss something here, Valmore? Because Don put this up earlier. I would rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy. Bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy?
Yeah,
that's a play on. We're playing words here. Okay. I've never heard that saying before, but okay. Joe, you're a great man, William K. I see that. William's yes. What do we have here? All right, big revelation. My wife is a BPD MD schizophrenic patient. I still love and cherish her, but she is not the same as before. I'm sorry to hear that. That's got to be tough to deal with, man. Really sorry. But stay strong, buddy. And yeah. Scott H. Doctors did lobotomies back then. Now they do gender reassignment. It will be viewed the same way down the road. Hey, look, I'm going to throw 2 cents in about this. Okay, this is just my thoughts, and take it however you want to take it. Okay, but I've got a feeling, not so much girls, but boys, because boys are more aggressive than girls. I have a feeling in 15 years from now, there are going to be a lot of upset guys who are going to be pissed off when they realize that they were encouraged to do this.
Oh, yeah.
When they get older and they go, I'd really like to have kids, but I can't because, well, I don't have the
equipment
to do it. Literally, they're going to be pissed and they're going to take it out on society. That's my prediction, but I could be wrong. But I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of upset.
Well, I think it's going to do a turnaround. Give it enough time, it'll do a turnaround.
And they're going to take it out on society, man. It's like they're going to. I mean, we just saw a shooting that happened. Where was that? And it was somebody who was they took their life. Gomph, you're absolutely right. Maybe I am. I don't know, guys. I'm just throwing it out there. Well, they can't have children, so there's that. Rick, yeah, it's true. They can't, but when they get mad and they go, we're gonna see some bad things going on. So, Adam, exactly right. They are already experiencing that. You're 100% correct. Maybe some of you agree with me. Maybe some of you disagree with me too. But yeah, that's going to be bad. And we're going to talk about having some mental problems at that point. I think it's going to be really bad. Anybody remember the bum fights from the late 80s and 90s? Drunks Against the Mentally Ill. Yes, that guy was from Las Vegas. That guy got in big trouble who produced those bum fights. Yeah, he was from Vegas. He was paying those guys to go do, break into cars, fight each other, get in shopping carts and go off cliffs and all that craziness. Yeah, that was. I remember seeing that. God, yeah, that guy got in big trouble for that.
Oh yeah, he should.
Let's see. Kissy Cat. Let's see. All the trans kids I know are babies that were born through fertility pills. Is there a link?
I'm the wrong person to ask. I don't know.
Hold on. That's interesting, Kissy Cat. Fertility pills, meaning that the woman takes the fertility pills to become more fertile to have the children, and then when the child's born, it's trans. Is that what you're saying?
Not everyone. It's there could be a link in there somewhere. It doesn't mean that
it's interesting.
Everyone does that.
Well, you start giving hormones, or because I would imagine that's how that looks, or works. So, Russ Jackson, tattooing, branding their foreheads. Oh, and the bum fights. Yeah, crazy stuff. Yeah, a friend of mine had a closed head injury and was never the same. Costed him his wife and kids. No laughing matter there. A close head injury. Yeah, I knew a guy when I was a kid. He'd fallen. He worked on the boats, and he fell 10 feet on his head on a metal deck. And I guess he was a real son of a bitch before this accident happened. And after he did the therapy, he was like the nicest guy in the world. Like he changed. Yeah. It's like his personality changed, but it changed for the good.
That's good.
Yeah. I mean, that was nice luck, Anyway. Let's see. Humanity has lost.
I've talked about this, Anna, before. There was a middle-aged black man. We called him Tommy, and Kurt Hansen used to check him out of Dunning for the summertime. They would give him to anybody. He didn't have any family, and he was just glad to get out. And Kurt used him as a slave, and then brought him back, and that was it. In wintertime, he wouldn't keep him in the winter.
Wow, just checked him in and checked him out, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's Rick Charlton. It's all linked. We've turned away from God as a society. It's humanity's lost its core values for the luxury of instant gratification. It's what it's come down to. It's I want it right now, and I want it right now, and I don't want to wait. And yeah.
I don't know how many people I've listened to that said this is the right now generation.
Well, it's everything from the video on your device sitting there, ding, ding, ding. Why are shorts so popular? Because you can watch 30 seconds and scroll to the next one. Watch 60 seconds, go to the next one.
It helps the ADD people out.
There's a lot of ADD people then. Yeah. Yeah. So Bobby Bag of Donuts. No more morals or respect or empathy for anyone in the new generation. If there is, it's very few. Yeah. It's morals are going out the window. It's crazy. So, and yeah,
morals and ethics too.
Hey, Joshua Allen Marshall, how do you think Mad Sam DiStefano would have done in an insane asylum?
Not well.
No,
not well. He could not take care of himself. He needed somebody to take care of him.
He used to wear the long underwear because he had the veins in his legs and all that. That Frank used to say that. Frank Collada would say he saw him when he was in jail. He was like this feeble old man that just didn't want to. Sam DiStefano.
No.
Somebody gave him the pants with no pockets. Cut the pockets.
It was Mikey Switek.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Tim Baroni, can't believe Joe Kennedy gave doctors permission to give his daughter a lobotomy. You think the doctors would have known better?
He didn't give him permission. He told him to do it.
Yeah.
It was an outpatient procedure. It was in and out. Bang.
Yeah. Scott H., good discussion by a good group of insightful people. I love this crew. Yeah, you and me both, Scott. We all do. I think we all do. Too much corporate greed, too much corporate activism. Yes, you're right. Those people are going to be serial killers. RV Doc. That's what I think. I'm serious. I don't think they're going to be serial. I think they're going to be mass murderers. That's what they're going to become. A serial killer takes a special kind of nut. Okay? It takes a special kind of nut to be a serial killer because you have to have a cool down.
I'm trying to think of the name of that movie with Woody Harrelson. Natural Born Killers.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. I mean, killing sprees, that kind of shit. I'm just, I don't know, man. I'm looking ahead to the future, going, what the hell's gonna happen? Because if that among trans has the highest suicide rate, okay, you go men, women, trans, more suicides per 100 in them than the others. So if you're willing to kill yourself and you're pissed off at society, guess what you're going to do? That's just what I'm thinking out loud. So, I don't know. Great comments, people. Great mob tour. Everyone has to check it out. What a blast. Yes. Hollywood, and thank you very much. Appreciate that. You guys come out to Vegas, do the Vegas mob tour, do the Vegas crime tour. They're great tours. They really are. And we have our ghost tours as well. So, yeah. Adam, you remember a homeless woman killed another at a park on Flamingo just west of Jones? No, I did not know about that. Was that recent that happened, Sonny? Or was that a while ago? I don't. There was a. It takes grape nuts to be a serial killer. Oh my God. Oh my God. Robert, no, you didn't. No, you didn't do that. Oh my God. All right. That kid in Iowa.
Cereal.
The kid in Iowa, he would have killed again. Glad he was busted. Yeah. Woody Harrelson's old man was a serial killer. No, JW, his dad wasn't a serial killer. His dad was a hitman.
He was a hitman.
Right?
He was a hitman. Yeah. Yes.
I mean, okay, if you could kill somebody and then you cool down between and then you go on another hit, like Frank Schweiss did that. Technically, you're a serial killer, though, aren't you, Brett?
No, he was not a serial killer. He only went out when he was told to go out. He never did it because he got angry at somebody. Somebody would tell him, I want this taken care of. And he'd go do it.
Jeffrey Dahmer didn't get mad at any of the guys either. He wasn't angry at any of them. No, come on.
What I'm saying,
come on.
What I'm saying, he didn't do it for any personal gratification.
You don't think Frank Schweiss had any kind of gratification out of it?
I don't think he had any feelings at all.
Sociopath.
Very much so.
Okay. Yeah, let's get back to the comments. The only solution I can see to work the problem in front of you, no matter how small, work one problem completely, then move to the next. Never let unfinished business scuttle you. Yeah. No, you don't want to. You do want to finish things. If you don't, they weigh on you, and then you put it off more, and you put it off more, and you just you gotta do
complete
something.
Procrastination.
True. I went to Marist with a guy that they call a serial killer in the 80s, Brian Glade. We were looking up serial killers, man. There was a Maust, Richard Maust, I think was his name, that lived in Hammond, Indiana. He killed in Germany. Then he got out of prison and he killed a couple more. Encased them in concrete in the basement, the bodies. Yeah. Talk about somebody that's, to discipline at home. No go into the service or else there's discipline. Hell, there's discipline lacking there too. Woody Harrelson's dad killed a nasty judge. Wasn't it like the first federal judge to be killed, to be murdered? Yes. He was the first federal judge was Woody Harrelson's father. It's funny when you guys brought it up because I just watched a thing about him the other day while I was having dinner. So, right, mass murderers. They already did a few. One guy wrote a trans manifesto, and the so-called news ain't printing it. Ugh. I don't know, guys. That gives me a bad feeling. Endangered species. There's a book out there about real doctors killing veterans. These doctors get away with multiple murders. It's shocking. Yeah, endangered species. There's a lot of stories of that. You know, the nurse of death, you know, that goes around. And hell, we even had that here in town at the Sunrise Hospital back in the 80s, that Janie Adams got accused of turning off people's oxygen machines in the ICU. And yeah, because they had a Deadpool going. They were betting on when the patients were going to die. At least that's what they said. And go on the crime tour here in Vegas. You'll hear more about it. When you convince somebody
hit that like button, folks. Hit that like button.
Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. Gonf. When you convince somebody that the solution to their mental problem is to cut their junk off and do it for them, eventually they will figure out that they were lied to. Gonf. I'm just, I don't know. Those got 2 good stories about Mad Sam. Maybe next week. Another one on Mad Sam.
They lied to me.
I don't, you know. Serial killer is if you kill 3 or more people. It depends, Ricky. It depends. If you just go out and you go down the street with a knife, like the guy did out in front of the Windy a couple months ago, took a big butcher's knife and just started stabbing people running down the strip. Yeah, that happened. That's a real thing. That you didn't hear about it in the news, but that happened. 2 of those showgirls that stand out there taking pictures of people were killed. All right. I mean, now,
see, if you do that, I was telling you about. That was the kind of thing I was telling you about, comparing that kind of person to Schweiss. No way. Schweiss only did it because there was no random murders.
But Ricky, serial killer, you have to kill, and then you have to cool off. Like that the one did in Florida, the one that lived by you, the woman serial killer, Red, that was killing all the guys.
Oh, yeah. She was something else.
Charlize Theron portrayed her in the movie Monster, which she looked just like that lady, too. She was crazy. Man, that lady's nuts.
I just recently found out that Ted Bundy was arrested only 40 miles from where I live.
No kidding.
And they drove him back to Tallahassee.
Wow.
And the only reason they got him, he was trying to get to Alabama, trying to go over the state line. And they pulled him over for a taillight, or a turn signal wasn't on. And they pulled him over to check him, found out it was a stolen vehicle. And when they grabbed him, they knew who he was. So they took him. That was his last stop.
Guys, this has been a really interesting afternoon. Incels and pissed off eunuchs is a bad combination. What's incels? I don't know what that is. Adam, look it up. There's a movement. They're also sympathetic with incels. Am I saying that right? Incels? What are incels?
I don't know. It's out of my vocabulary.
I've never heard that. Sorry. I just have to. Incels? Incels? What is incels? Involuntary celibates? What the hell is this? Incel communities have been increasingly criticized by scholars and commentators for their misogyny, the condoning and encourage of violence and extremism. Ooh, an incel is a member of an online subculture who define themselves as unable to get a romantic or sexual partner despite desiring one. What? Incels are heterosexual men.
A whole new category of illness. This is a whole new category of illness, man.
Oh, hold on. It's heterosexual men who blame women in society for their lack of romantic success. A subset for the online misogyny manosphere. What the Scott, you guys are blowing my minds today. I'm telling you, you guys are blowing my mind. What the hell's going on in this world? This has been an insane conversation, but we aren't crazy. Yeah, no kidding, Bobby Bag of Donuts. We need to get a serious plan and meet and greet in Vegas. We need to get serious plan and meet and greet in Vegas. Russ Jackson, come on out here anytime. We'll go do a tour. Yeah, this is just
hit that like button, folks.
Hit the like button. Boom, boom.
Show Adam some love. Come on.
If you guys are new here, my name's Adam, and I do the mob tour in Vegas. We also do the Vegas crime tour, Good Springs Ghost Hunt, Haunted Vegas tour. It's a lot of fun. And Red wrote the book, Nobody Cares, and What I Did About It. And Red wrote this book. You can buy this book from Red. Go to redwemette.com, and you guys can get a signed copy from Red. He'll put his autograph in there and everything for you. So, if I told my mother I was pansexual, she'd have hit me in the head with a pan. Bobby Bag of Donuts.
I got you, man. When did all these words come out?
I know way more than I know more than I want to know. Endangered species, it's a mad, mad world. Dude, I'm going to go put that song on right now. Mad.
Do you remember the movie? Do you remember the movie? It's a Mad, Mad World?
Yeah. Adam, they have a patron saint called Elliot Rogers who went on a murder rampage in California. Google it. I'll look it up, Scott. Guys, we've had a great time this afternoon. And even though we're off topic today, we're not really on the Chicago mob. We were on mental institutions and whatnot. Got to change it up to have fun every once in a while. And who knows? You know, some of you like, some of you don't. But either way, it's been fun. Red, I will see you over on your channel for a little bit. And it's been fun talking to you.
Oh, yeah, we're on.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Adam.
You got it, man. Have a great day. Guys, it's been fun. Mob Vlog.